Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Shifts and Pucks News Pack for Wednesday, April the 6th. You can, of course, follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, Twitch.com Shifts and Pucks. You can also subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. As today, a little bit later on today, it is a pregame pod as we prepare for the Vancouver Canucks taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. As both Vegas and Calgary are in action today and tomorrow. Vegas playing both the Canucks and the Flames in action. Flames playing Anaheim. We'll touch on that in a little bit here, but Vegas is playing the Canucks are playing Vegas. I don't know why I'm stumbling into Vegas there, but anyway, that is what's going on. Canucks Vegas tonight, Calgary Anaheim tonight as well, and then tomorrow we have Calgary in San Jose, and then Vancouver is in Arizona. So that is what's going on there. But as far as the Canucks, we'll touch on the Canucks. Well, Tyler, Chris, Sean, and myself previewing that, we'll talk about Bruce Boudreau. We'll also talk about whether you keep the kids down to do the playoff run in Abbotsford as one option, or you play the kids. We look at that as well, and we'll get into the Trevor Zegras and Jay Beagle Tyson Nash incident, as well as we'll discuss the possibility will 3-on-3 come to playoff overtime. Some of the things that we'll be discussing today. But as far as the Canucks go overall here, looks like the starting goaltender will be Thatcher Demko. Brock Besser not in the lineup for the Canucks. As looks like Quinn Hughes did not take morning skate, so he looks like he will not be in the lineup either. Kyle Burrows is expected to return. As far as Besser, Boudreau said that we'll know more about the scenario when we get back home on Friday, so that is there. Looks like the lines, D pairs haven't been revealed, but the forward lines, Miller, Pearson, Pedersen, Horvat, Dickinson, Garland, Lamoco, Podkolson, Chason, Richardson, Patan, and Lockwood. No D pairings have been revealed as of yet here. So as far as the Vegas Golden Knights go, they're on a roll, of course, and a win today could continue to keep them into a tie for first play for the wild card spot. And the Deborah is talking about, I think we have a confidence in what we're doing offensively, and we're doing enough to win games on the offensive side. So Vegas is coming into this game with a record of, coming in with a record of 39, 28, and 4. They're actually technically 1 point behind Dallas. Sorry, let me clarify that. 1 point behind Dallas. Dallas having 2 games in hand, but Vegas has won 5 in a row. Vancouver coming in with a record of 32, 28, and 10 for 74 points. They are 9 points out of a playoff spot. They've lost 3 in a row. With 12 games left in the year, I think it's fairly safe to say that the playoffs are a little bit out of reach for the Vancouver Canucks now. But as far as that wild card spot, it is looking like it's going to be down to Nashville, Dallas, and Vegas fighting for the 2 of the 3 final playoff spots. So again, our pregame show today will focus Canucks and Vegas. However, the Flames are playing tonight. They come off that 3-2 win over the Los Angeles Kings. They come in with a record of 41, 19, and 9. They've won coming off that. Jacob Markstrom is expected to get the call and goal. Looks like the lines look like this: Lindholm, Gaudreau, and Tkachuk. Backlund, Mangiapane, Toffoli, Ruzicka, Dubé, and Coleman. Carpenter, Lucic, and Lewis. By the way, congratulations to Trevor Lewis. He's playing his 800th game tonight in the National Hockey League. On defense, it's Hanifin and Anderson. Stone and Tanev, Zadorov, Gabranson, and Jacob Markstrom is getting the call in goal. And so so Anaheim used to be that place where they couldn't win. They've lost 25 in a row in Anaheim at one point in their time. They've won their last 3 games at the Honda Center. As far as the Ducks go, they come in with a record of 28, 31, and 12, 68 points, 15 out of the playoffs. They sold, of course, at the trade deadline, Josh Manson, Hampus Lindholm, and Rickard Rakell, players that they've traded. So during the off season, or during the trade deadline, so they are preparing to get into next year. As far as any notes for them, of course, Ryan Getzlaf called a career. His last game will be on the 24th against the St. Louis Blues. He's retiring at the end of the year. So, and of course, that's on TNT tonight, Ducks and Flames. So if you are in America, you will get the TNT portion of that. Of course, Sportsnet here, regional in Canada. As far as the rest of the NHL goes, we've got a total of three other games tonight. The Detroit Red Wings are taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Jets, of course, another one of those teams that look like are fading away there. They lost 2 in a row, 33, 27, and 10 for 76 points. So they are 7 points out of a playoff spot, looking a little tough for them. Tampa Bay Lightning are taking on the Washington Capitals. The Capitals are sitting at 84 points. They've lost 2 in a row to second place in the wild card spot. Tampa Bay, 93 points, 3 behind the Toronto Maple Leafs and 11 behind the Florida Panthers. So looking, they're tied with Boston for third in that wild card spot. So that's where they are with 13 games to go in the season. And the Seattle Kraken are taking on the St. Louis Blues. The Blues are sitting in third place in the Central Division with 88 points. And the Kraken are, of course, down in the basement with 50 points here, 22, 41, and 6 for 50 points to start the year. And by the way, the Colorado Avalanche were the second team to officially clinch a playoff spot with their victory over Pittsburgh yesterday. They beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 6-4. So the Colorado Avalanche will be a part of the playoff picture officially. So that will be what's going on there. Of course, the other Chicago Blackhawks have been eliminated from the playoffs. That, of course, was part of that. So the Blackhawks have joined the Seattle Kraken, Arizona Coyotes as officially eliminated from the playoffs. Jonathan Huberdeau says Florida can't rely on comebacks after coming back from another 4-goal deficit. Their second straight that they've done this week. Of course, they came back from the 6-2 deficit in the third period on Saturday against the New Jersey Devils, and then yesterday came back from a 5-1 deficit to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs 7-6 in overtime. So that is. He said it's a bit Andrew Burnett said it's a bit worrisome as much as it is impressive. Obviously, we know we can score goals. It's just some of the things we're doing to fall behind and not be prepared for what's coming. So that is another thing to watch out for there as we watch the Florida Panthers get into of course, they're in the playoffs and how they're going to be doing so as they go forward here. As far as other injury news and other news, we've got Kyle Connor and Nate Schmidt will be back for the Jets tonight. Were in COVID protocol. Of course, we talked about Brock Besser and Quinn Hughes being out for the Canucks. Carey Price is going to be traveling with the Montreal Canadiens. He has, of course, he's not expected to play in either of their 2 games, but as Montreal visits the Jersey Devils on Thursday and the Leafs on Saturday. But there was no timeline for his return, but he is with the team. So there is a possibility that we could see Carey Price play at least 1 game before the end of the season for the Montreal Canadiens. In Pittsburgh, Jason Zucker could return when the Penguins play a pretty big game against the New York Rangers on Thursday. He's been day-to-day. He took full contact in practice on Wednesday. He has not played since January 25th. He resustained an injury on March 31st against the Minnesota Wild. Before that, he hadn't played since January 25th. And David Pastrnak did not play last night against the Redwings in the 5-3 loss. He aggravated a previous injury. So they play Tampa Bay in a big game on Friday. So that's the news in terms of what's going on in terms of injuries in the National Hockey League. Switching now to the WHL, we've got 3 games tonight in the WHL. We've got the Saskatoon Blades heading to Lethbridge to take on the Lethbridge Hurricanes. We've got the Kelowna Rockets playing the Prince George Cougars. Saskatoon played last night. They beat the Medicine Hat Tigers 4-0. Tyson Feist and scored in overtime for the Rockets, and they beat the Cougars 1-0. We also have the Everett Silvertips taking on the Spokane Chiefs there, as we still have a battle there with 4 teams in the Western Conference having a shot at the 2 playoff spots. That's going on there. With that as we have on the Western Conference here, the Vancouver Giants are sitting with 50 points in 62 games. Victoria Royals are in 7th with 50 points in 64 games. In 8th spot, the Spokane Chiefs with 49 points in 64 games, but tied Prince George 49 as well. As far as the Eastern Conference goes, 6 teams have clinched. Lethbridge Hurricanes are sitting in 6th, 7th with 62. Swift Current Broncos 59. Calgary Hitmen 58. Prince Albert Raiders 57, and the Regina Pats have 53 points to get to those final 2 spots there. BCHL Playoffs, and Nanaimo Clippers became the first team to advance to the second round. Riley Wallach potted the overtime winner 51 seconds into the frame. The Langley Clippers beat the Grizzlies 5-4, and that's there. We've got the diet. Like, this was just making sure here. As we also had the Wenatchee Wild beating the Salmon Arm Silverbacks 3-2 in overtime as well. So that was the first overtime game there, but the Wenatchee Wild win that. Nanaimo Clippers, of course, over the Surrey Eagles 6-2. They got the series sweep there. So, and the Alberni Valley Bulldogs beat the Cowichan Valley Capitals 3-2, as Alberni Valley has a chance to sweep the series tomorrow. They're up 3-0. The Penticton Bees are beat the Trail Smoke Eaters 2-1. They now have a 3-1 series lead in that. Chilliwack Express and beat the Coquitlam Express, beat the Chilliwack Chiefs 4-2. That series is tied at 2. As the Cranbrook Bucks beat the Prince George Spruce Kings 5-3. That series is tied at 2. That series goes back to Prince George, knotted up at 2. So that's what's going on. The Max Major Midget Tournament is starting right now. Actually, it's ready to go here. We've got some games going on there. You can follow at Max Tournament at Tournament for the results going on. There is, let's see what we've got here. We'll just look at the results here. Pulling that up. While we're doing that, a couple of suspensions to be aware of here. The OHL has suspended. There was an investigation involving the Niagara Icedogs and some inappropriate texts. They've suspended Icedogs general manager Joey Berg as well as coach Billy Berg for those inappropriate texts, as that his and they've been fined a combined total of $150,000. It was an investigation that they made about a month ago in a WhatsApp chat as well. So they've been both indefinitely suspended, and they. So it would be that began on a WhatsApp conversation. That investigation, the conversation happened on March the 6th. OHL did not provide any details of the transcripts. The league said the conduct of the Burks violated its harassment and abuse diversity policy, a breach its onside program, which the OHL says emphasizes the importance of demonstrating respect for women through actions and words. And also, there was another suspension in the AHL. Here, Ben Holmstrom from Rochester has been suspended 8 games for actions in a game against Utica. And Holmstrom has already served 2 games. It was confirmed that he was assessing game misconduct in a game on March 30th after using homophobic language. So some significant suspensions that I did want to get out there as well as we go on. And then, yeah, as mentioned, the Max tournament is starting today. Go on to follow Max tournament for the results of those games. Several games going on right now. Looks like just looking at the website that's having trouble reloading, so we'll have to have a look at it going on here. It looks like we've got the Greater Vancouver Canadians, who I call play-by-play for, by the way. They're starting against the Shaw at Shawinigan Athletics. No score as we're watching there. And Father David Bauer, we've got the the AAA Royals taking on North American NAX Hockey Calgary Royals. We've got the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs taking on the Beaumark Oilers in action, as well as the Beaumark Oilers are leading the Chiefs after the second period 4-3. And the Okanagan Penticton's leading the Calgary Buffaloes 3-1. And Edgecombe leading Fraser Valley Thunderbirds 7-3. That's some of the action that we're going on right now. But that's the news. We'll keep an eye on the Max tournament as the week goes on here. But a reminder again, we're on tonight. Tyler, Sean, Chris, and myself. Chris's debut from Kelowna as we talk Vancouver Canucks and Vegas Golden Knights. You can follow us all individually. Sean is Beardy Canucks 03, Tyler TNOBLE, Chris Schneid's SCHNEIDZ, Devin Gordhouse 09. I am KEVOLE. Shifts and Pucks on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, and as well on the Area 51 Sports Network. Thanks everyone for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.